What if the people you trust the most are the very ones quietly undermining you? What if respect, once freely given, is actually the key to your greatest vulnerability? And what if the wisdom to see through hidden masks could save you from years of pain and deception? In a world where every smile conceals a multitude of thoughts, and each handshake carries more weight than a mere greeting, the true nature of a person often remains hidden beneath the surface. Today, we explore the subtle yet profound dynamics of trust and deception, navigating the complexities of human relationships through the lens of Stoic wisdom. The Stoics taught us that while we cannot control the actions of others, our reactions and understanding can shape the very foundation of our social connections. Join me as we uncover the unseen forces influencing everyday interactions, revealing the timeless insights that can help us lead not just successful lives, but truly meaningful ones. Stay with me as we dissect these nuances, ensuring that by the end you'll be better equipped to face the world not just with caution, but with enlightened discernment. If you appreciate the wisdom we're sharing, a simple favor I'd ask is to hit the subscribe button and make sure you don't skip any part of this video. Every moment holds a crucial insight to enrich your journey. Let's begin. Continuing from where we left off, we now turn our attention to a type of person who, though seemingly well-meaning, may carry intentions far darker beneath the surface. No, in this way, one, the manipulative friend. At first glance, this person appears to understand you better than anyone else. They nod at all the right moments, their empathetic smiles seem tailor-made for you, and their presence feels comforting, but as time passes, a disturbing pattern begins to emerge. You start to notice that their understanding isn't rooted in genuine care. Rather, is a calculated play using your vulnerabilities as leverage for their own benefit. They are like chess players in social interactions, each move carefully planned not to help you, but to advance their own position in moments. When you share your deepest thoughts and vulnerabilities, they aren't just listening, they are collecting information, but this data isn't meant to support or uplift you. Instead, it's weaponized, often used to nudge you toward decisions and actions that serve their interests, not yours. Their appearance of care is merely a mask. And under this disguise, they are not the ally you thought you had. They view relationships not as bonds to be nurtured, but as tools to be manipulated. Stoicism teaches us the importance of clarity over comfort and truth over pleasant illusions. Marcus Aurelius, in his wisdom, warned us to be cautious of the impressionable nature of our minds and the hidden motives of those around us. He will likely urge us to observe not just what a friend says, but what they do, their actions, how they speak of others when they are not present, how they handle your secrets, and whether they respect your boundaries. These are the true indicators of character. So how do we deal with such a manipulative friend? It begins with setting firm and clear boundaries. Share selectively, recognizing that not every thought or feeling needs validation, especially from someone whose motivations are questionable. Slowly distance yourself from their influence and invest more in relationships that uplift you, relationships that foster positivity and growth. Real friends, true companions will enhance your life, inspiring you to grow and expand. They bring depth to your existence through their support and authentic care. Manipulators, on the other hand, subtract from it, leaving behind only manipulation and deceit, continuing from the previous insights. We now turn to another type of person whose presence can feel as if it chips away your sense of self-worth and confidence. No, in this way, two, the constant critic. This person seems to have made it their mission to find fault in everything around them, no matter what you do, whether it's a project you undertake, an idea you propose, or even a simple aspect of your personality. It never seems quite good enough for them. Their feedback, rather than offering constructive criticism, feels more like relentless judgment, eroding your confidence with each comment. The constant critic often hides behind the mask of just being honest or trying to help you improve, but there is a stark difference between helpful critique and discouraging nitpicking. Their constant barrage of criticisms can create a toxic environment where instead of fostering growth, you end up guarding every action and word. afraid of the next remark. This stifles creativity, initiative, and ultimately makes you question your own abilities and worth. Marcus Aurelius, in his profound wisdom, once reminded us to reject your sense of injury, and the injury itself disappears. This Stoic principle teaches us not to internalize the harsh words or negative perceptions of others. Stoicism invites us to step back and consider the source of criticism, reflecting on whether there is any truth or value in it. If there is, then we can learn from it and grow. If there isn't, we let it go, allowing it to slide off us like water off a duck's back to deal with a constant critic. It's essential to maintain perspective. Understand that their criticisms are more a reflection of their own worldview insecurities or frustrations than they are of your abilities or value. Protect your mental space by setting clear boundaries. You can listen, assess, and then choose whether to accept or discard their words. Engage with them from a place of strength, acknowledging their feedback without allowing it to diminish your sense of self-worth. In Stoic practice, we focus on controlling our own actions and reactions, as these are the only things truly within our power. The opinions and behavior of others are beyond our control. By applying this principle, you can preserve your inner peace and continue your journey of personal growth, regardless of the constant criticism that may come your way moving forward. We encounter another type of person who often leaves us questioning the authenticity of our social circles. No. In this way, 3. The superficially friendly at first glance, they appear to be the most personable individuals you could meet with, wide smiles and an eagerness to ask about your day. They give every impression of carrying their warmth, however quickly, proves to be shallow. A fleeting gesture, more akin to a puddle than a deep, welcoming ocean. These individuals are the social butterflies, effortlessly flitting from one group to another, yet they never stay long enough to form any meaningful or lasting connections in the world. Of the superficially friendly interactions are little more than pleasant exchanges, all surface level politeness without delving into the essence of true friendship. They might be present at every gathering, appear in all your social circles, but when times are tough, their presence is often as fleeting as their commitment. True friendship, as we know, is not merely about sharing lighthearted moments in the sun. It is about standing strong together in the face of adversity. This is something these individuals may find difficult to grasp. Stoicism teaches us the value of genuine relationships, emphasizing that the quality of friendships is far more important than their quantity. Seneca, a great Stoic philosopher, urged us to focus on a small circle of close, reliable friends rather than a broad network of acquaintances. He championed relationships built on mutual respect, sincerity, and shared values. True friends are those who stand with us in both joy and hardship, offering a stable and unwavering presence to navigate the realm of the superficially friendly. It's vital to recognize the signs early, enjoy their company in light. Harder moments when casual interaction is all that's required. But be discerning with your emotional energy, reserve the depths of your trust and the details of your vulnerabilities for those who have proven their loyalty and integrity. In times of both joy and adversity, cultivating discernment in your social interactions is not only wise, it is necessary to protect your emotional well-being and ensure that your circle remains authentic. Moving on, we come to another type of individual whose presence can deeply affect the quality of our interactions. No. In this way, for the inattentive listener, you know the type, they nod in agreement, perhaps throw in a vague aha, but you can tell they're not truly engaged. They're physically present, yes, but mentally they've already drifted off to some distant place far removed from the conversation at hand. It's as if you're speaking to a wall that occasionally nods in acknowledgement. These interactions can be incredibly frustrating because they miss the fundamental essence of communication, genuine exchange, and mutual understanding. Whether personal or professional relationships thrive on active listening and engagement. When someone repeatedly fails to pay attention, it communicates a clear message. What you're saying holds no importance to them. This behavior stifles the flow of ideas and weakens the emotional connection that true listening creates. Effective communication is a two-way street. And when it becomes one-sided, the relationship begins to falter. The Stoic practice of present-mindedness teaches us to be fully immersed in the task at hand. No matter how mundane, for Stoics like Marcus Aurelius, attentive listening is not just a courtesy, but a duty. It's about respecting the person speaking to you by offering them your full attention, reflecting the Stoic belief in valuing every human interaction. If you find yourself on the receiving end of an inattentive listener, there are a few Stoic strategies you can adopt. Start by ensuring your own communication is clear and engaging. Sometimes simply asking direct questions can snap the listener out of their mental fog and bring them back to the conversation. If this doesn't work, a gentle reminder might be necessary. Let them know you've noticed their distraction and invite them back into the present moment. However, if this pattern continues, it may be time to reflect on the value this person truly brings to your life. Are they showing you the respect and attention you deserve? If not, it might be time to redirect your energy toward relationships where mutual respect and engagement are freely given. As we continue, we encounter another type of individual who can deeply challenge our emotional resilience. No, in this way. 5. The empathy lacking individual. This type of person can be especially difficult to deal with because they seem almost blind to the emotional landscapes of others. They move through life with a singular focus on their own needs and ambitions, often at the expense of those around them. In conversations, they may dominate discussions, talking excessively about their achievements, problems, and perspectives, with little regard for anyone else's feelings or experiences. When interacting with an empathy-lacking individual, you might find your own feelings and experiences consistently dismissed or completely ignored. This goes beyond a simple lack of emotional intelligence. It's a deeper, more fundamental disconnect in recognizing and valuing the humanity in others. These individuals often leave a trail of fractured relationships behind them, bewildered as to why. Their interactions are riddled with conflict and misunderstanding. Stoicism offers a profound remedy to this mindset, teaching us the importance of looking beyond ourselves and understanding that the human experience is interconnected. Stoics, like Epictetus, emphasize the role of empathy in human ethics, urging us to listen and respond to others with kindness and understanding. Recognizing that we are all part of a larger community, each with our own struggles and triumphs when dealing with someone who lacks empathy. Stoicism advises us not to meet their indifference with anger or resentment. Instead, we are called to practice patience and to lead by example. Show them empathy, not because they necessarily deserve it, but because it aligns with the virtues we strive to cultivate. However, it's equally important to set boundaries. Protecting your emotional well-being is vital, and sometimes that means limiting your exposure to those who drain it. Engaging with an empathy-lacking individual requires a delicate balance of compassion and self-preservation. While you can model empathetic behavior, you must also recognize when to step back and not allow their self-centeredness to disturb your peace. As Marcus Aurelius wisely noted, what we do now echoes in eternity. Let your actions reflect your integrity and compassion, even in the face of apathy. This isn't just about attempting to change someone else. It's about holding steadfast to your values, regardless of how others choose to act. As we delve deeper into the complexities of human interaction, we encounter another challenging individual. No, in this way. 6. The constant irritator. This person seems to have mastered the art of emotional provocation, with a knack for poking and prodding. They know precisely how to get under your skin, whether it's through subtle digs, backhanded compliments, or slight provocations. They engage in a sort of emotional chess game. Their goal to unsettle you, to knock you off balance, either for their amusement or advantage. The constant irritator thrives on the reaction they can provoke from you each. Annoyed glance, every sigh of frustration is a victory for them, a testament to their ability to manipulate the emotional currents around them. This dynamic can be incredibly draining, as it feels like you must always be on guard, bracing for the next subtle annoyance they will create. But it is precisely in these moments that Stoic teachings can offer a powerful refuge. Stoicism teaches us that it is not external events or people's actions that upset us, but rather our judgments about them. As Marcus Aurelius wisely wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength." This profound wisdom becomes especially relevant when dealing with the constant irritator. By adjusting your perceptions, by deciding that their actions will not dictate your emotional state, you reclaim your power. When you practice Stoic detachment, you begin to see their behavior for what it truly is and attempt to destabilize you. Once you recognize this intent, you can choose not to let it affect you. Imagine their words and actions losing their power, fading into the background noise of your life. This is not about ignoring or suppressing your irritation, but about changing your response to it. You can acknowledge their attempt to provoke you without granting them the satisfaction of seeing you perturbed. Engaging with a constant irritator thus becomes less about confronting every irritation and more about maintaining your inner peace. True strength lies not in never feeling irritated, but in your ability to move beyond it, preserving your tranquility despite the storm they may try to stir. As we continue our exploration of human interactions, we encounter yet another difficult individual. No, in this way, 7. The eternal victim. This person seems to exist in a constant state of crisis. No matter the time of day, the season, or the circumstance, something is always going terribly wrong for them. But what makes the eternal victim particularly challenging is not just the frequency of their misfortunes, but their apparent reluctance to take any action to change their situation. They seem to thrive on the sympathy and attention their woes attract, using their endless stream of problems as a tool to draw others in and keep them close. The eternal victim's tales of woe can be emotionally draining. You might find yourself constantly pulled into their dramas, investing time and energy into helping solve problems that strangely never seem to get resolved at first. Their dependency on your support might feel rewarding, as if your presence truly matters. However, over time, this dynamic often leads to a one-sided relationship where your efforts are taken for granted and your own needs and concerns are neglected or ignored. Stoicism offers a powerful framework for dealing with the eternal victim. As Epictetus taught, we should focus on what is within our control and accept what is not when interacting with an eternal victim. It is essential to recognize the limits of your influence. You can offer support and guidance, but ultimately only they can change their situation. Stoicism teaches us to practice empathy, but also detachment. Empathize with their pain, but detach from the belief that you are responsible for fixing their life. It is also crucial to set boundaries. If their perpetual chaos begins to infringe upon your peace, it may be time to reassess how much of your time and emotional energy you can afford to give helping them. Doesn't mean becoming entangled in their endless cycle of crises. Instead, encourage them to take responsibility for their situation and seek solutions, rather than merely offering consolation. This approach not only protects your well-being, but also nudges them toward the self-reliance and accountability that Stoicism values. While compassion is indeed a virtue, it must not come at the cost of your own stability and happiness. The Stoics believed in the importance of inner peace and equanimity, and maintaining these in the face of another's constant turmoil is both a challenge and a practice. By doing so, you honor your own mental and emotional health, while fostering a more balanced and healthy relationship with the eternal victim. As we continue to explore the types of individuals that can challenge our emotional resilience, we now turn to another difficult character. No. In this way, 8. The two-faced individual. This person has perfected the art of duplicity. They are charming and friendly when they are in your presence, but the moment your back is turned, they engage in slander and deceit. Their ability to wear different masks for different audiences is unsettling, and it can leave you feeling deeply betrayed. One moment they may make you feel like a confidant, and the next you might overhear them undermining you to others. It is a bewildering and painful realization when someone you believe to be a friend is so quick to betray your trust. The two-faced individual not only damages personal relationships, but they also create a toxic environment around them. Their behavior fosters distrust, conflict, and insecurity in any group, whether it be in a workplace, a circle of friends, or within a family, often their actions are driven by a desire for personal gain, whether it be power, influence, or simply the amusement they derive from causing disruption. Stoicism offers a framework for navigating the hurt caused by such deceit. The Stoics teach us to focus on our own virtue and integrity, not allowing ourselves to be swayed by the dishonesty of others. Seneca wisely advised that we should choose our company carefully, suggesting that being alone is better than being in bad company when faced with betrayal. Stoicism encourages us to reflect on our emotional responses. While it is natural to feel hurt and angry, the Stoics urge us to rise above these emotions, responding with reason and dignity, maintaining our own ethical standards, and not stooping to their level of deceit is the true test of strength. In dealing with a two-faced individual, the most effective strategy is to distance yourself. Once their true nature is revealed, reducing your emotional and personal investment in the relationship protects you from further harm. Furthermore, it is vital to cultivate relationships with those who value authenticity and transparency. Surround yourself with people who support and uplift you both in your presence and in your absence. Choosing to engage with genuine individuals aligns with the Stoic principle of living a life of virtue, fostering a healthier emotional environment and allowing you to thrive unshaken by the underhanded tactics of those who choose duplicity over integrity. As we continue to examine the types of individuals who can challenge our emotional resilience, we now turn to one of the most damaging personalities. No. In this way, 9. The toxic individual. This person embodies a complex blend of negative traits, each more harmful than the last. Their behavior can include manipulation, constant negativity, jealousy, or dishonesty, among others. Being around them often feels like being caught in a storm where your peace of mind and positive outlook are constantly under threat. Their presence in your life can sow seeds of doubt, insecurity, and even fear, as they seem to have a knack for souring joyful experiences and turning your strengths into perceived weaknesses. The challenge in dealing with a toxic individual lies in the fact that their influence can seep into various aspects of your life, clouding your judgment and affecting your interactions with others. They create an environment where you are constantly on the defensive, always having to protect yourself from their next negative outburst or manipulative tactic. This can be mentally and emotionally draining, leaving you feeling unsettled and unstable. Stoic wisdom offers valuable guidance in dealing with such individuals. Epictetus famously said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." This powerful reminder directs our focus inward, urging us to recognize that our true power lies not in changing the toxic person, but in how we respond to them. Our strength resides in our reactions, our decisions, and our ability to maintain control over our emotions. Even when faced with adversity, implementing this Stoic principle involves setting firm boundaries with a toxic individual, clearly define what behavior is unacceptable, and consistently enforce its limits. It is essential to protect your mental and emotional space. If the toxic behavior persists despite your efforts, it may be necessary to distance yourself from the person entirely. While this can be a difficult decision, especially if the toxic individual is a close friend or family member, it may be the healthiest choice for your well-being. Surround yourself with people who uplift and encourage you, cultivate relationships that are built on positivity, mutual respect, and genuine support in doing so you'll reinforce your own resilience against toxicity and create an environment where you can thrive. Remember, the goal in dealing with a toxic individual is not simply to avoid their negative influence, but to ensure that your life remains centered on your values, aspirations, and the pursuit of true happiness. You have the strength and the right to choose relationships and environments that support your well-being and allow you to live your best life. In the end, your peace of mind is invaluable, and whom you choose to trust plays a crucial role in preserving it. Thank you for joining me today on this journey of self-awareness and growth here at Modern Stoic Way. I hope these insights have enriched your understanding and empower you to navigate life with greater wisdom and clarity. If you found value in today's video, make sure to watch the next one that will appear on your screen. Continue to deepen your knowledge and apply Stoic wisdom to your life. And if you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you never miss out on more valuable content like this. Thank you for being a part of our community. Until next time, stay wise, stay serene, and remember, true strength lies in the mastery of your mind.